What's going on, everybody? I don't know what the heck is going on with this dealio here, but hopefully you can see me. I'm going to pull up some comments here in a moment, and then we will jam on sir and mams. So pretty stoked here. The 75 is rocking, so it's good. It's a peacock tank, so you get it. Check it out. Somebody told me they didn't want to see me drinking Crown and Coke from a coffee mug. So shout out to Third Eye Customs out of Texas. They do some amazing work. I'm just simply amazed at their abilities as a company to create something so awesome. So peep that game strong right there. Alright folks, so last Wednesday we talked a little shenanigans about what we were expecting out of Ask Away with Jay. So Ask Away with Jay started a while ago. We lost track of it. There was a ton of stuff that went on, and now we wanted to bring it back and to create something a little different. One, it's live, so questions could be asked right away. William, SJP8, blah, blah, blah. What's up? Miguel Citron, Nick K, running the gauntlet to find the right stream. I apologize. I was having some issues with the whole. Yeah, not even gonna get into it. Tim Howard, get off my feet, bruh. Nah. So here's the deal. Third Eye Customs. He's out of Texas. Got this to me in Oklahoma, and it's awesome. So Crown and Coke. Let's do the dealio. Sup, Jay? Where's the tequila? Tequila makes my clothes come off, my man. So I want to preface, Ask Away with Jay, something new, live, ask your questions, get crazy. And you can ask anything. It could be aquarium related, it could be life related, business related. You wanted to know something about me, you're curious about my opinion. If I don't think I should answer it, I won't answer it. But I will still acknowledge it. But I am going to answer the questions that were submitted via askawaywithjay@gmail.com. The phone number tonight is 405-788-1867. 405-788-1867. So, here we go. DFW trip. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to make it this week with 4th of July coming. ACA right after. It's probably going to be a little bit of a mess, man. Let's see what else we got here so far. No tequila. We already answered that. My clothes come off. So I'm going to be a little bit raw too. I may swear a little bit, but not too much. So I apologize because I don't normally swear in any of my videos socially or in person unless we're hanging out and we're not in a scene where there are a ton of other people, because it's just not, it's not a good thing to do. It's one, it's not professional, you know, around a lot of people. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I like to be professional around large groups of people, things like that. So acrylic or glass. Silos, it's going to depend for me. Honestly, it will depend. So it'll come down to money, if I'm going to create it myself or if somebody's going to make it. Are they able to get these glass sheets that long and cheaper, or are they going to get acrylic sheets as long as I want, cheaper, and then we move from there? But I really don't have a preference. I don't think there's anything that one's going to give me something that the other's not, because when it's all said and done, they're both going to have the same amount of water, and they're both going to have the same substrate and the fish in it. It's getting it into the house, and does that moment of saving myself $600-700 possibly, or whatever it would be, is it worth it just to be able to carry it with one less person? Does that make sense? Do you like Metroplex for mild bloat symptoms? I don't want to use clout on the whole tank unless it's really necessary. So bloat is something that's completely misunderstood, Nick. We did a video years ago that talked about bloat and what happens from it. If the fish is not eating and you're not able to give it a medicated style food, I typically separate that fish and keep them as stress-free as possible. Now, if this fish is already completely stressed, do not move that fish. It's like taking somebody that's this is sad. It's about taking somebody that's literally on their deathbed and then trying to move them halfway across the country in a packed van with the millers trying to move something across borders. It's not going to work. It's like, we're going to take him to the other side of the U.S. They got better stuff. If the fish is already struggling, leave it be. Hopefully all the other fish are not as stressed, because stress is probably the cause of this. And then we treat the whole tank with Metro to start. And what I like to do is, just like anything, you start at the lower ladder rung and you work your way up. And if you've got to clout the tank, then clout the tank. But there's this old saying that people would use. It was, when in doubt, just clout. Get out of here with that mess. That is somebody that doesn't want to take the time to understand what is happening with their fish. So you'll see a lot of these turn and burn guys or girls that are like, I use clout all the time. It's perfect for getting rid of all the issues. Yeah, and it's also can be very hard on certain fish. So do your due diligence. How your tank looks so clear. Maintenance and leave it alone. Stop. Lemmy winks. Lemmy winks. Stop trying to mess with this stuff. Get it set up, get a regiment down, get the water change thing going, and then do your maintenance. That's it. You get in, I need to move this rock just a little smidge to the left. Leave it. Let the fish do their thing, and you'll have a clear tank as well. You get the right media, and like I said, find that schedule. How many peacocks are in Mindy's tank? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. 10. So we got 10 peacocks in that bad boy. Can I be the winner to the giveaway, please? Thank you. What? No, Scotty, no. What up, Jay? I've got to get that background. Look, man. Kayama for your mama, baby. Universal Rocks, you know the drill. Kayama, use the code, get it poppin'. I like it. However, I've been emailing Ben back and forth, you know, and it's like, hey Ben, I think you should make the Kayama in a bigger size. And he's like, hey Mike, it's just a little hard, you know, you want something, but we've got this mold, and then we got to create the mold, and what if it doesn't work? Well, I mean, it's like, this is a background. No, this is a background. I mean, so the Dunn family's awesome. They're always trying new things and always trying to create some awesome stuff to bring to the table, whether you're creating a koi pond or a pool waterfall or background and decor rocks like I enjoy doing. So I'm hoping to see something maybe in the future, something a little flashy, a little different with the Kayama, but that remains to be seen. But Ben assures me that they are working, and Ben's like a brother to me, so I trust him. What up, Dion? I lost one to bloat, and I was worried the whole tank might get affected. It was more for prevention. So if you're not seeing any signs and you've done your water changes and your fish look good, prevention is not so good. Think of it this way. I'm going on vacation, you see? I'm going to take some antibiotics just in case. It doesn't work that way. You start to build immunity, and then we get our super bugs, and then you know the drill, it gets horrible. You don't want that. So, AC sound off. Who's going? Let's get it done. The cichlid D is nuts. The cichlid nut has officially said, let's get a sound off. Who's going to ACA? We will be there, and if we see you, let's get something cool to happen. How's that? We got a little lounge at a Josh Cunningham's room where we're going to have some chips and some salsas. Maybe some guacamole, huh? Little cervezas. It's gonna be awesome. Thanks, Jay, for all the great videos. Running 2FX6, Chemi Pure, NORTHFIN Foods, current LED. All thanks to you, man. Your recommendations are getting expensive. So here's the deal. I hear that time and time again. You recommend some expensive stuff. Where is the budget stuff? I'm always a firm believer in most of the time, you're not going to get a solid item. Most of the time. A solid item at a low cost. So you're paying for the hard work and dedication and reputation of a specific business. Does that make sense? Look at Whole Foods. You walk into Whole Foods and you buy yourself a little salad with a little egg on there, and you could have got that thing from somewhere else for half the price, but it was Whole Foods, right? That's not the same thing. I'm talking about they have a product that's done completely different. It works. They back it. I stand behind it. I'm not going to tell you that I would recommend something if I didn't myself use it, would use it, or has used it. Hope that makes sense. So thank you for the support, brother. And I know the companies also thank you for support. And you know, that's one of the things I pride myself on is being able to give you folks really awesome ways to get the things that may be a little out of some people's reach with discount codes and networking and things like that. So Let's see what else we got here. Butch at Southeast Cichlid turned me on to your food. I greatly appreciate that. I know Butch utilizes NORTHFIN fish foods in his tanks, which is really awesome. So really, really cool. So let me answer some questions here. If you got some crazy ones, start asking them. I'll slide through. But what's up, homie? I'm setting up an Mbuna tank, and it's going to be a 60-gallon for now, hopefully to a 125. Just waiting for the price to drop. So how many Mbunas can I stock in a 60-gallon, and what type of NORTHFIN would you recommend for them? So remember, spoon leads to forking. I don't know what this... Remember, spooning leads to forking. Wow. So as far as Mbuna or Mabuna or Muba, I hear it so many different ways, but Mbuna Pseudotropheus in a 60-gallon, maybe 20, depending on which ones you're putting in there. And as far as food, I would definitely keep veggie as a staple, and you can absolutely feed cichlid formula every once in a while, depending on what what species of Pseudotropheus you are keeping. So let's see what we got here. Do you still use Pinky filter pad? I heard it turns the water pinkish. Laura Reed, never heard that in my life. They're in here right now, so I don't see it's being a little pinky. Yeah, I don't know who told you that. Now, I will say, there are foods out there that will turn your water a hue of brownish red and some holy rock and silicone red. Tetra, some of the Tetra bits do it. There is the NLS red, when I used to use it, did the same thing. So I would ask a little bit more. You know, some people are like, nah, I don't like pinkies. Those guys over there like it. It turns your water yellow. And then they start a rumor. So I'm not saying that that's what happened, but proof is in the pudding. I'm using it. I use it in what will never be the 220 again. And I use it in the 150. Matter of fact, I still got it in the 150 intake for the fluval. And it works wonders. So I got good things to say. A little concerned that Butch had turned you on. Man, that sucks. When are you going to get the XL OG shirts in? I'm not sure. This was an OCA special from last year. I thought I had some XLs. If I don't, probably after ACA. So I apologize for that. How do you treat a fish that doesn't eat? Well, Jamie, I mean, you got to figure out why it's not eating. There could be multiple cases. So typically what I would do is separate the fish. I'm not one to take out the fish and, you know, you're like, yeah, let it eat. You're playing Doogie Howser. It's like, and you're putting a syringe through its throat, and it's like, what the heck are you doing to me, human? So, I mean, I like to treat the water at that point. I always anticipate losing a fish if they stop eating. I'll try my best to save them, but you have to understand that you can pump tons of money into fish, and although they're a living creature and I respect them as that, it does come to a point where you have to figure out, is putting more money into this fish ultimately going to save them, and am I going to be upset or in a bad situation if it doesn't? And so that's really what you got to think of. So I typically separate, treat the water as a whole, figure it out. I do not do the whole, you know, syringe style, pump them with saline solution, that sort of thing. If you got no control, then hit the high, let the high handle. What? Let high handle hit. No, I don't know. I just got a 125 as an upgrade. Josh Cunningham, what's up, brother? I just got a 125 as an upgrade. My peacocks and haps. Should I rinse the sand from the original tank with tank water? The 125 is going on the same spot as the 60. I'm changing. Any ideas where to keep? So I don't know if I would rinse the sand. It wouldn't hurt. I mean, it would probably benefit it a little bit. But to me, it wouldn't be such a huge deal for me to try to get the sand restarted is what it sounds like. If it's been sitting a while and it's got dust, then absolutely rinse it off. Let's see here. The tank I bought came with an FX4. You're making me think I might just want to use it until the price drops on an FX6. Absolutely, Nick. Or use it, and then when the FX6 comes on, slap that bad boy on there. PetSmart has an FX6 on sale quite often for $170. That's how I got 2 of them. Pay attention. Online sales, Facebook groups post the sale up also. Yeah, they do. I mean, it happens. I don't see it often, and sometimes I think it's a mistake, so I don't know if it's going to continue. So just, you know, be cautious of that. Anything around 200 bucks isn't too shabby to me for a fluval. So Jay and anyone fired up about Turks, I have 2 breeding groups. They are friggin' hot looking for a fish. Yeah, they're friggin' hot, man. Turkish are nice fish, and they come in waves almost, is what it seems. So we got a stagnant in a little bit of the questions. So let me go ahead and rock this bad boy. Go ahead and share this video, get it cranking, add people, do your thing. Hello, Jay. I was curious as how much CCAM Matrix I will need to fill a Sunsun HW704 Bravo. I know it's not on the website at the moment, but you carry it. Thank you for your time and all you do. Will, my man, we don't carry it. Don't know if we will carry it, but you're probably going to need a 1 liter if you're going to fill most of those trays up. It's not going to cost you a ton of money, and ultimately, it's going to, you know, you're going to use it and never change it. So it's really hard for me to carry a lot of that stuff as a smaller business. Sup, my boy? What up, Harry, right? IFG, Sumper canisters on the new tank. So, canisters for now. The new tank is almost going to be a temporary holding, but it's a monster temporary holding, in my opinion. And then I'm going to continue working towards my bigger tank. And a lot of this is going to unveil itself as the weeks come about. I will start posting teasers, videos. We just got a lot of, I'm going to be honest, man, I've got a lot of sick, amazing crap to tell you. And I just got to keep it on the DL. Damn! You know, I really just got to keep it a little low for some reasons. But it's going to pop off, and I think a lot of folks are going to be really excited. Some folks will be like, doesn't bother me, and then other folks, it's going to set them off like crazy, and they're gonna be just as pumped as I am. Whoa, big spider on the wall behind you. Thoughts on cobalt flake foods? Cobalt's a company. You know, they mass produce, they have a good marketing campaign. They had probiotics. You know, do you notice a trend in U.S. commercials? It's like, do you suffer from upset stomach? And then there's the little stomach that sits behind you and you're trying to do work and you're like, oh God, it's hurting. Jay, we've got a meeting. Hold on a second. I got the poop shoots. You know, and then they're like, you should have probiotics in all that you do. And then there's a decent looking chick and she's in some spandex and she's supposed to be your intestines. So it just becomes this thing. So I got a live call possibly. Let's see what's cracking. What is up? What's up, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. So what's your question, brother?
My question, first of all, I started my tank to go to you, man. I have a 125-gallon tank right now. I've emailed you countless times, and I appreciate everything you do.
Thanks, brother.
You got it. So I have a 125 right now, and it's mostly filled with haps, a couple peacocks, but I was online looking at fish, and I saw a lot of Lake Victoria fish.
Okay.
I really like it. I want to kind of make a move to Lake Victoria.
Okay.
Can I mix haps in Lake Victoria, and what do I have to do with my tank to make it Lake Victoria-esque, make it, you know?
Okay, no. Question that's asked a lot through everywhere. So I'm going to give you my answer. Can you mix them? Absolutely. Should you mix them? I wouldn't. The Lake Victoria Basin is different. These fish they may show amazing color, and I've done this before. I've mixed Nairi, and he looked amazing, but he was a jerk. And so you really got to think, are you just going to completely transition to Lake Victoria, and maybe you should just slowly do that? Slowly start downgrading your haps and peacocks to get these Lake Victorian. But if that's what you want to do, I think you can do it. I wouldn't recommend it, but it may work amazingly for you, brother.
So hear me out. I have about 20 fish in here right now.
Okay.
To be honest, I like about 6 of them. They're bright, they're colored, they're really good looking. The other ones are probably females or brown or really stuffed out in it. I mean, if I just kept 6 and maybe put, 15 to 20 juveniles and let them grow together, would that be better off with them meshing together, or?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you start any creature younger together and grow up, they would do better. So I've got Josh Cunningham in the comments right now. He deals with a lot of Tanganyikan fish, and he said Vicks will do better by themselves. So that is the recommendation. I think you can do it. It wouldn't be my first choice, but with a 125 and you reducing that stock to about 6, you may be able to get away with it much longer. So I'm not the guy that can tell you no, as you know, but that's my recommendation. So let me ask you a question. You started the 125 with haps and peacocks. You only like 6 of them, but you liked those other fish when you purchased them. What happened?
They outcovered. A lot of them. Well, I bought like 4 or 5 of them. I bought as juveniles because I wanted an all-male hap tank.
Okay.
I saw yours and they looked at me and the colors are close, but obviously they don't. Some are females, some both are colored up as well. But the 6, I would say be more realistic 8. That's not really much more, but 8 they're really colored up, look great. The other ones are probably females or very subdominant. So,
awesome.
Now, with Lake Victoria landscape, is that more Luna style or is that kind of more open water?
So I'm going to be dead honest with you. I know it's slightly different. I don't know it till it's detailed because I'm not into Victorians. I think they're cool, but I think a lot of them look the same, and they've been hybridized a lot. So I wouldn't be the guy to give you the positive answer. So I'll tell you what. Ask the question in the aquatic lounge. See if we get an answer for some people that keep Lake Vicks. And if we don't, we'll get you to the right people that can give you that information, brother.
You're the man. I appreciate it, dude.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for calling in.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye. So pretty cool. We're doing live call. That was pretty neat. So you can see I'm not creating these random answers, studying the answers before. That's not fun. Jay, can I get a shout out for dealing with my fish keeping obsession? She's a big fan. So apparently Michelle Metzger is dealing with Andrew Freiberg's fish keeping obsession. Here's the deal, Andrew. Figure out how to balance it, brother. She's only going to deal with it for so long. What cichlids would you recommend to keep first? In Buna, been keeping fish for over 10 years now, and I think it's time for some cichlids. Kept rams, but now I want some Africans. Ideas. Go with what's in your... It sounds cheesy, but go with what you want. Go with what's in your heart. You see a hat, you see a peacock, you see an Mbuna, a Tropheus. Whatever you're looking at, go for it and do it right the first time. Go the biggest you can go in terms of tank size and work your way back. To me, there's really no... Oh, here's a starter cichlid. Mix these bad boys with some Oscars and you'll be okay. To me, that's not the way it works in my eyes. If you want haps, go haps. If you're going to get quality fish, they're going to be just as hardy. But if you're thinking of, well, I'm just starting and I'm probably going to ruin this tank a couple times because I'm learning, then maybe we shouldn't get as expensive fish, or we should probably study a little more before we do it. So really no starter fish that I would keep first. Go with what you're excited about. All the tanks I have are 55, 75. Aquarium HOB moves more water, ounces for ounce, than any I've tested. Just watched it move my sand around. Awesome. That's cool. I use obliquidins like Yellow Labs, 1 in each. So I don't use any fish, so I can't recommend 2 guys fishing fries with no aggression. That's not something I can get behind, but if it works for you, great. Do you think it will help to soak NORTHFIN pellets before feeding? I have the 1mm for 4 to 5 inch peacocks and haps. Would it help to keep them from getting constipated or not necessary? Not necessary in my opinion. If they're eating it, great. I always say, people go, I hear this all the time. Hey Jay, I've got some peacocks and hats, and they're about 5-6 inches. When should I up the millimeter pellet? And it's like, well, are they eating it? Well, yeah. So when they stop eating it, make sure they're not sick, and then maybe up the pellet. Because what you're looking at is you change the pellet, it may have a slightly different texture. They may not like it for a little bit. Then you're going to freak out. Then you're going to think they're sick. Then you're going to buy medicine. Then you're going to treat the tank. And then they start eating again. You think it was the medicine. So now you think that when they do that, it's got to be medicine that works. And then we just created a bad cycle of, yeah. I hope some of this stuff makes sense. My mind operates on a completely different level than most. So, hey Jay, cool channel. Julia Gwen, thank you very much. MTS has its major break point at 55 gallon, now 27 tanks, and had to expand into the garage. MTS is a self-made issue. What we want to do is we chase something that we can do with 2 or 3 tanks, and then we realize when we reach this cap of the tanks that we're physically able to keep without ruining our desire and emotional attachment to the hobby, then we backpedal it and we call it multiple tank syndrome. But if we really thought and planned this out instead of going, ha, Craigslist has got a $25 55, you gotta get it. We got a little self-control. Little self-control. Jay, where is Yoshi? Have not seen him in a while. So Yoshi is still lost the feathers on the back of his neck. With my son being born and brought in, Yoshi does not really like it. So I'm going to be dead honest. Yoshi is very well taken care of. We cook his food. We feed him multiple times a day. But he is definitely stressed by a child being in the house. And so I'm actively looking for a place that can house him either in a sanctuary where he would flourish, or somebody that understands these birds and is looking to breed, because he is definitely ready to do that. So I'm definitely in a hard position with an animal that I absolutely love. So that's it. Have you ever kept Neolamprologus brevis? So if you're talking about brevis sunspot, because I don't know all the scientific names for the tangs, yes, I currently have them in an A-round nature tank, and I absolutely love it. It's simply amazing. What's your favorite hap? So right now my favorite hap has to be, shout out to Chad Mowry, the Tyrannochromis nigraventor. If I was, I'm almost low. If I was looking at the common, so to speak, or your average hap, it's probably right now, I love the Tanzania, the Star Sapphire. It's just awesome. What's in the tank behind you? So I've got a Kobu, a Ruby Rescence, Eureka. I totally forgot. I think that's a Stuart Gante, but he's definitely going through some stress. Got an albino Eureka. I have a hap in there that's rehabbed very nicely. It's a Torpedo Blue. I have a Lemon Jake, and we have a Firefish or Dragon Blood, however you want to say it. And then I've got, I think that's it. Yeah. So, some cool fish. Breeding is my downfall in MTS. Anytime I see an SEC video, I want to breed another species. Well, if you're looking at SEC videos, you're going to need to step your game up with not 55s. Any of these big haps, people think, well, I'll just breed them into 75. And yeah, it may work, but ultimately you're going to get better outcome or better production from this breeding group when you get to a 6-foot tank. It sucks, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Laura Reed said hit the like button. Jay, what do you think of 5 Sidled Tilapia rhodesii, 5 Exochromis Agenius, and 2 Phosochromis in a 125? The Sidled Tilapia may do okay. They seem to be a little bit of a weaker, not in terms of the strain, but just a weaker fish in general. So I really would just err on the side of caution with those guys. The Exochromis Agenius will do fine, and the 2 Phosochromis rostratus will take a while to color up, but they should be okay. I would still be looking for a bigger tank, or possibly moving out the Sidled Tilapia rhodesii in the future. Just my 2 cents. We all appreciate your service for the USA, bro. I appreciate it too, guys. Fish and Fries, thank you. Do you use water from your sink, or do you use RO water? Absolutely no RO water for my African cichlids. I have a well, and I use well water. And if I'm in a place that doesn't have well water, I will use tap water and treat it with safe. That is my go-to. That's what I like. What up, Jay? Thanks for your input on my hybrid peacock. So Martel had a hybrid peacock. He had some questions, and we're always glad to help in the Aquatic Lounge. What is your holy grail fish of choice? So I don't know. I bounce back and forth between a few fish, and I love Petrochromis, but I love Tropheus. And I want to house them in the same tank. In certain species I can. But I also like shell dwellers, and I'd really like to figure out a way to keep all of them in the same tank without having a lake. So I got to figure it out. I may get derailed, and I don't know what's going to happen, but definitely going big on the final build. Do you know what happened with Exotic Aquatics in Oklahoma City? Always like going there and getting fish, but haven't been in a while. Went back a couple of weeks ago. They were closed. Did they fully close? Have no idea. Lost contact with one of the owners. I had a work schedule change like normal, and I contacted him. He was focusing on some other stuff, I think, and then next thing you know, it was closed, and I don't see it. And I met a reptile guy that knew him, and he said that the store kind of started degrade a little bit, and I don't know if this is true, and then it just shut down. Hey Jay, I sent you an email but didn't get a response yet. M-A-E-N-T, not sure if one of these are yours, but if it's Ask Away with Jay, we're working on all these answers tonight. So here we go. We've got my fish tank water's foggy, blurry. What do I do to get it clear? I have freshwater tank of koi fishes. What Chemi Pure Blue can I use for my tank? So first off, koi fish, I don't think should be in a tank, period. But if you're looking to get it clear, Chemi Pure Blue is not something I would look at. I would definitely check out just Chemi Pure or Chemi Pure Elite. And Chemi Pure Blue is a specific brand of Chemi Pure done by Boyd Enterprises. So get those kois out of that tank and into a pond. And if you got to keep them in that tank for some reason, then definitely use Elite or regular Chemi Pure. Have you taken care of any South American cichlids? Taken care of? No. Been interested in them? Yes. Don Gray, what's up, my brother? Nate Vanderloon, holla. Big J Aquatics and Vape, hey y'all. Big J, I'm going to tell you, man, you better keep it flossy in here. Don't be doing no crazy stuff. You hear me? Let's see. Do you have any other kind of fish? So, Laura Reed, I keep haps, predator haps currently. I've got a couple common. I keep peacocks and I keep shell dwellers. And from there, we'll just figure it out. How about the Nevachromis Chrysogastr, kind of stunning and mild as all get up, not a predator. Have no idea what that fish is, honestly. I don't claim to know everything about African cichlids, nor will I ever know everything about African cichlids, so I'll have to look that fish up. Pretty stoked. Dion said, I agree, breeding is fun and a downfall to all when it comes to MTS. I don't necessarily know, Dion, if it's a downfall. I think if you're in it for the wrong reasons and you're looking for a quick buck, then yeah, you're trying to procure more tanks for more space because you see green. But remember, we think money will bring happiness, but it doesn't. So we got to figure out what we really want to do. If we're breeding fish because we like it, money will follow. But if we're breeding fish just for money, you're going to have a tough time with that there, tough guy. Ruben Rivera Jr. just picked up a Sun 304 Bravo. What can I put in it besides what comes with it? Want to try something different. Pinky Filters, Chemi Pure Blue or Purigen. I enjoy Matrix or Pond Matrix as a beneficial bacteria harboring device, so to speak. Outside of that, it's up to you. Sean Collins, so with the 3D background, it does not look like there's a lot of hiding spaces. I have Holy Rock set up with a bunch of nooks and crannies. Oh, like an English muffin. Or does a 3D background not show the hiding spots on the videos? So Sean Collins, there's a bunch of different backgrounds from Universal Rocks. They have a Holy Rock background, which has your nooks and crannies, and they can get in and out behind it. It's really cool, and as it weathers, to me, it looks better than when it's all pure white. And then you can cut in your own stuff, and then they have a background that is just kind of a flat sheet, and then there's a big cutout in the center. I'd have to get the name for you. And there's some holes in there that they can swim in and out of, which is, to me, is really cool. And then you can get rocks and cut holes in them, or use real rock with holes, and then they get their nooks and crannies. But here's the thing. Outside of Mbuna, there's very few peacocks that are going to utilize hiding spots or just use them as territory things. So you really got to figure out what you're going for. If it's just for aesthetics and yourself, maybe you don't need it. But if it's to calm aggressive fish or to create a better environment for them, then there are tons of options, my friend. Makes a lot of sense. You're helping me and others not fall into the same pitfalls of fish keeping. And that's ultimately the goal. And I love it that way. I like to help people. It was fun. Harry Wright, what other YouTubers do you like or looking to collaborate with? So here's the deal. I don't mind collaborating with anybody, but they have to be in it for the right reasons. If they're chasing numbers and subscribers and views, I'm not partial to wanting to partner up with, so to speak. Like the last collaboration I did outside of, you know, hanging out with IFG or working with Steph, with Tanking with Steph and Jay, was Miss Jinx, Rachel O'Leary, because she's passionate and loves everything she does about it, from Project Piaba to Pyjack to Cares. She understands this, and she's real about it. She's raw, and so that's somebody I can get behind. But when you got guys that are like, yeah, let's collab, man, and then they're looking for views and things like that, and I'm not about that life. As you can see, it's just, I like to progress and help, and if I can help in any way, shape, or form, absolutely. But when you start collaborating with a ton of people, you're almost washing out the creativity of those people as well, because sometimes you'll rely on each other to create content and you lose your personal touch of what your channel is all about, if that makes any sense. So I would love to collaborate with some of the main staples in YouTube. Will it happen? I don't know. If it does, great. If it doesn't, you know, it's okay. So that's kind of me. Hey, Jay, I sent an email. Okay, I think you sent that twice. Jay, how much was your background, brother? So Ricky Galvin, you're going to have to be a little bit more specific. This one back here, I think, don't quote me. It comes in 75 or 90, and man, I want to say it's like, well, shoot, let's look it up. So what I do, even when I'm helping somebody, you know, they're like, hey man, how much is this? Do you know? I don't know Universal Rocks' stuff off the top of my head. I would love to, but if I type in Kayama in the search box, boom, it pops up. I'm on universalrocks.com. Let's say I'm getting the 90, which is 48 by 24. Add to cart. Look at that. It tells me 194.38, and then in my head, depending on where you're at in the U.S., I would anticipate 40 bucks. You get bigger, you get more money. You get more custom, you get more money. I mean, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I disagree. Money would make me very happy. No, Laura Reed, it would not. The idea of having more money so you can buy all these crazy things and do all these crazy things is a great idea, which would make you happy. But then when you get all those things and you realize that, oh crap, I don't have that money anymore, or I need more money to continue to make myself happy, you start to feed an addiction of green monies. And that's, I'm telling you, it doesn't work. You'll find more happiness within yourself than you would any material possession. And when you find happiness within yourself, friendships, relationships take new leaps and bounds. It's amazing. Try it. Not necessarily you, but anybody. Jay couldn't agree more. When they beg for likes, comments, share, we all know that that's the way to help a channel out and to remind us over and over again. And yeah, I mean, some people do this as a business, and that's great. That's awesome. I do not do this as a business. I do not live off of YouTube money. I do not live off of NORTHFIN USA's money. I actually work for a living, but I don't consider it work because I love what I do. NORTHFIN USA was an annex onto it for my son. I've talked about that before. And YouTube is an outlet for me that continues to help my creativity and my brain, and to allow me to connect with people that I normally wouldn't connect with, that I used to get when I would travel the world. There's really a big picture to what I do. So when people are in it and they're like, share, 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 video, cool, beans. It's like you know, it's like when I started this live video today, everybody's like, get off my feed. I get it. It sucks, so I apologize. Let's see here. Business is being made right on here. Hey Jay, how do you get filtration to work with a 3D background? WM Thunder 36. Thunder. It's up to you. I've got Sun 704 Bravos on the outside. Intakes are left and right hand sides. Output spray bars are on the top. The 220 has it cut through the back into the front. My Wilson's Ridge in the Lake Tanganyika tank's got it cut straight through a nice overhang, so it just flushes straight. I've seen a grate cut where you just put the intake behind the grate. I've seen sumps done where you can cut out a piece and what do they call them? I call them teeth, but they've got a real name for the overflow is cut out and the water can cut through there. So tons of different ways. You can even put an intake behind the background like I do from time to time, and it can help you out. So awesome question. I have a 100-gallon looking for just the back panel, 60 inches long by 23 inches high. So that doesn't seem like a real measurement for a 100-gallon. Actually, that's a little bit bigger to me than a 100-gallon. But if it's 60 inches long by 23 high and you're looking for a flat panel, Universal Rock sells this awesome versatile sheets, which can be used as a background, or it can be used as a substrate in the place of substrate. But if I just typed in Rocky background on their website, that's where I'm at right now. I'm not doing anything you can't do. 60 by 23 classic brown's the name, or classic gray. You're looking at $207 before shipping and/or applicable taxes or discounts. So that's got a little bit of texture to it. It's not completely flat. It's probably the easiest to work with when it comes to custom stuff. So do your thing. PM me later, Dion. We can work on prices. I'll buy fish. Yeah, thanks, bro. Let's hook it up. Let's get some fish. So business transactions happening. Keep it up, Dion, and I'll charge you some fees. Personal question. Do you miss military life? Every day. Absolutely every day. I miss the people I can come in contact with. I miss the camaraderie. I miss the family orientation. I miss the thrill. I miss the gut-wrenching feeling. I miss the fear. I miss all of it. But what I love about what I do right now is I have stable friendships. I have a stable relationship with my wife. I can be a father to my son. So I definitely miss military life, but I also enjoy what I do right now. Jay, if you know any private breeders or anything around Oklahoma City, please let me know. Would love to find some Africans locally. Dylan, what's the farthest you're willing to go? I mean, I know people from Kansas, Oklahoma City, all the way down to Dallas-Fort Worth area. Tell the missus you need a refill. Damn it, woman, I need a refill. It's not going to work. I think you can love the hobby and still set goals that happen to be the number. No. Because that's your opinion, that's great, but to me, no, you're not setting a goal for a number. What I would look at is, okay, what do numbers do for you? Is it an ego trip thing? You need numbers? Why can't we sit on here with 56 people watching? It's okay. I don't need 7 million people watching me. Would it be cool? Yeah, because the questions would be crazy. Like, look, Manix Wong, hi, greetings from Hong Kong. How awesome is that? I'm messing with you, Dion. But I don't think it's not the numbers. You're looking at the numbers to me, sir, for a specific reason. You think it's going to bring you clout or pull in what you do, and that's not what you should be looking at. And maybe I look at things from a positive perspective, but that, my friend, is looking at it like you're the lady from Monsters Inc. Mike Wazowski, your paperwork. So, I mean, think about it a little differently, my opinion. Jay, what fish can I put with African cichlids? More African cichlids! I mean, you can put African catfish, things like that, but more African cichlids. Have 2 close military buddies. Just curious if I ran across them over there, Bullerman and Goodman. Man, there are so many people out there. I maybe. Yo, Jay, what up, dog? Oh, so update in the aquatic lounge for Lynn. We've got somebody working on a sump right now. Stephanie did an amazing job, and it's really cool. So we're really getting some stuff done. Eric, why'd you retract your comment, man? Leave it. Any plans, interest to ever visit the lakes in Africa? Diving, perhaps? I've always wanted to go to southern Africa to watch the Great Migration. Well, not southern Africa, but I've been to Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, and I would love to see the Great Migration and didn't have an opportunity. So if I was going to do a trip like that, it would probably be something that I worked as one package deal and I got to do everything that I wanted to do, because I don't know if I would go back. So I do have interest. I don't have any plans, but I am young and I still get time. Jay, Jay, July 1st, start the promo sale for NORTHFIN USA. That's right, Ruben Rivera. Often imitated, never duplicated. NORTHFIN USA. So here's the deal. Everybody wants to, they write a coattail. They're like, heck yeah, following him into the sunset. I'm a Game of Thrones that rear end. Dothraki style. So the deal is, type in July, get yourself some percentage off, get yourself some rewards. I've already noticed I changed some things with my website, reduced shipping, no codes. Everybody, gotta change it. Jay's doing it. Get out of here. Do your own stuff. Don't be cookie cutter. Come on. So let's get crazy with these questions. Come on. Yeah, I agree. Just joined the aquatic lounge, waiting for approval, my man. Then we'll post my stunner Turkish mail. So, two guys fish and fry. We got a little bit of guidelines. They're not rules, but definitely post your fish. Love to see them. Let's go to Malawi. Josh Cunningham, let's do it. My wife is watching with me. And Boona Mike's wife, love your husband's hobby. So that was the best I got. Jay, you said you know breeders in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. What are they called? Get with me privately. They're just getting started, and I don't want to kind of throw them under the bus if they're not ready for anything. So hit me up, private message, we could talk. Let's see. Dylan, OKC preferably. Dylan ain't nobody in Oklahoma City, but what's crap. I think it's Cindy. Oh man, she was an admin at one time. She's very, very by the book, straight. Loves pure strain, which is amazing. She's in Oklahoma City, but she only breeds specific. She'll meet you and you can buy from her. I'll tag her in the aquatic lounge if she's still in there, but I don't think she is. Oh, Sarah Connor. I'm sorry. Wow, I was way off. Sarah Connor. Look her up on Facebook. She's local in Oklahoma City. Maybe you already answered this. Where did you get your background in the tank behind you and how much? Tony, check out Universal Rocks. It was like 196 bucks. Let's go to Malawi. Jay, you said Sarah Connor. Thanks, Josh. I didn't even see it until just now. Quest 40-gallon breeder. I moved over a dozen 1 to 1.5 inch fry to grow out. Started losing fish, but I'm at 100% confident water is pristine. Could the space cause the aggression at that size? Anything could have caused the aggression at that size. Put yourself in a closet with 7 other people. It's designed for 4, and see if somebody gets aggravated with somebody breathing on them. Oh, here we go. This is wonderful. How do you promote safe sex with cichlids? Use slime code. that's like the best I got for that one. Use some good slime code. They'll be okay. So let me answer another email question. What's up? I got a question. How far do you recommend for someone to start using a UV lighting sterilizer on freshwater tank? I have one, just didn't want to use it since my tank is only a few months. 2 actually to be exact old. Do I really need one? I hear that it can kill good bacteria. Don't want to have my tank go into recycle mode. Thanks in advance. You don't need a UV sterilizer. I messed with one for a while, and I messed with one for a while. I thought it was doing something. I took it out, and I still had the same result of what I thought it was doing. So, not necessarily needed, in my opinion, unless you're experiencing some severe, algae style, greenish, yellowish water. It may work. Can it recycle your tank? I guess depending on the size. I don't know the crazy science behind it, but you don't need one. Save your money. How often do you do water changes, and how do you take it out? I use a straw, or sometimes I chop a Twizzler up. No. So what I do is I use a pump, and then I refill with a Python made in the US of A. How is the tank behind you? It's okay. I don't know, man. Peacocks, they're awesome fish. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them. Maybe I just need breeding groups. Maybe that'll be better. What do you think of Marineland aquariums? I don't think Marineland makes them. Their warranty is okay. It's good. Marineland as a company's been around for a while. They're owned by Spectrum Brands, so I mean, I would back some of Marineland's purchases or products. But when it comes to tanks, it's just going to depend on you. A DIY project. Custom tanks have become so affordable when you go to the right places. If you can find the right place and you can procure a good freight company yourself, it's really cool. People will buy from a company of any sort and say, well, I want this from you, and they say, okay, well, you find the freight. Well, the cool thing is when you do it, you're getting the insurance for the full amount you paid. When a company locally does it, you may not get all of that back based upon the agreement with that company. So finding freight might be the biggest hurdle, but if you're local to a custom maker, go that route. I would highly recommend custom over anything. And honestly, if I had to procure freight and the cost was close or just a little bit more, that tank is mine. It's custom designed for what I want. There's something to be said about that. Jay, what is your favorite football team? I'm not going to answer that because I'm going to get attacked. I am a New England Patriot fan. I'm from New York. I grew up watching the Giants and 49ers. I had the pleasure of meeting Tom Brady at a Pro Bowl, and let's just say he is a very, very stand-up dude, and he said he was going to do what he did, and I was able to see some practice at Foxborough, now Gillette, and I've been a Patriot fan ever since. So, but I definitely watch other teams. Let's see. I know Purigen recharges. I believe ChemiPure does not. That is correct. ChemiPure in no way, shape, or form recharges. So Big J Aquatic says, "Wow, what a butt of a response. Kind of like a slap in the face, just my opinion." Well, you can have your opinion, bud. I'm just saying don't chase numbers. That's all. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, brother. I'm not being a jerk. I'm simply saying what I look at, and that's it, man. So that's fine. I can. I've been called that before, and it's okay, man. Well, it looks like, and it's a, yeah, whatever. Well, it looks like I can get to strip eggs from my Kongs again. You keep Kongs? I'm not sure what that is. Breeders in LA. I don't know if that's Louisiana or Los Angeles, but I have no idea. So if there's any breeders in this group, fire it up. Favorite peacock? Probably German Ruby Red. Outside of that, if I had to choose one, I don't know, man. I really like the Eureka, but they're just turds. Great team, they actually win. Well, they do, but yes, they do. Nice video, Jay. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Ben Cheek. Appreciate it. Go Pats. I'm originally from Rhode Island. Awesome. Like, setting goals is a good thing in life, but when people say it's not. Dude's confusing. IFG, are you still in here? Don't ask questions if you don't want answers. Oh, Koning's Eye. All in the car, Koning's Eye. That is a pretty fish, I'll give you that. Subbed, Zach Wizardman Horror Narrations, and more is subbed. Awesome, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Is there an easy answer between what's German Red and what's Ruby Red Rescence? Yeah, I think the Ruby Red, to me, just has more red through the body. It does come from Germany, to me. I think that's where it was started. German Red, I don't know where it was started. It might have been here, but it's kind of an offshoot. So to me, it doesn't have the fuller red all the way through the body. And sometimes you'll see morphs from red to orange, as they are either line-bred fish or created fish. So sunken belly, buy or stay away. I'd stay away unless it's maybe a wild-caught fish. I don't know. You can talk to the person that brought it in and see if they can hold it. And maybe the fish just needs to eat some more food. Outside of that, I'm not a huge fan of sunken belly, but sometimes a fish is just, they can live its whole life like that. But if I'm going to be buying fish from a place, I think I would stay away. Thank you for streaming. Jesus Flores, thank you for watching. How old is Liam now? He's handsome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And he is 5 months old. As I am watching this, my tilapia Buddha Kofri broke the glass thermometer in the tank, and I can't find the glass pieces. What should I do? Should I take out all the substrate, or is it not a big deal? I would absolutely transfer those fish and get that glass out, because if they pull that glass in their mouth and cut themselves, they will die more than likely. Outside of heaters, I'm not a huge fan of heaters. If you live in an area, not Antarctica, but if your house has an ambient temperature, turn off the heater for a little bit and see what your tank stays at. It may stay at a degree or two cooler, and then you would not have to worry about a heater. Even in the wintertime, you're still heating your house, so it just depends on where your tank is. But get all those fish out and get that glass out. Sunken belly, I would personally stay away of tank rays. Wild fish usually come that way, so awesome. You go into Chicago Aquatic Experience this year, or the OCA. So OCA, I want to say 99.9% sure I'm going to be there. I had an amazing time. It's going to work some stuff out. As far as the aquatic experience, I am slated to go. Don't know what capacity I'm going to go into yet. Can I have a shout out? Just call me Zach Wizardman. There you go, brother. Have you ever known anyone to ever keep giant gourami with Africans? I have not, sir. And serious answer, I've not. Just want to say I really appreciate your effort and real interaction with your fans. Not many YouTubers do the same. Pretty special channel you got. Well, I appreciate that. Next week we've got a contest. I think I've got like 11 amazing companies donating some awesome stuff, and I'll go over that here in a moment. Curious, who do you have notification bells for videos on your YouTube set for? A top 3. My top 3 right now are Steve Poland. I love you, Steve. I really love you. Universal Rocks, but they don't do videos, so calling out them to start doing more videos. I can't get enough of the Australian accents, so it would be cool, but I don't see much from them. And I do have Southeast Cichlids. And then I do filter through. I'm not going to lie. Do I watch all of everybody's video? No, I cannot. Do I want to? Absolutely. Do I expect anybody to watch all of my videos? No. So I do have a lot of notifications for just about every one of my friends. Maximus Aquatics, IFG, the Cichlid Shack, literally just about everybody. I can't even think of everybody off the top of my head, but yes, a lot of people. Jay, you're the man. If I had 6 to 8 pimpin' haps and wanted to introduce 20 Lake Vicks, 6 to 7 juvies, would you keep the females? Do the males stay colored up like haps do? I wouldn't keep Vicks with 6 to 8 pimpin' haps. I would completely change the game with that because I just don't know how they would do. Matter of fact, a live call-in was asking the same question. I have a red-tailed shark with my peacocks and haps because he was a bully in my community tank. He's doing fine so far. Doesn't mean they won't do fine. That's absolutely. So, yes. Can you say L7? L7, so me? Yes. I am an L7 loser. Toricchio Bonduli. If that's what you're talking about, I'm a square L7 loser. Absolutely. 24/7, 365, dog. Nighty-night. Some folks that are leaving. I appreciate you stepping in and doing your thing. Mine stays at 79. Martel to get rid of the heater. What fish can you put with African cichlids? We answered that. More African cichlids. I'll be there with some shine. Don Gray. How old are you, Jay? 33. Where did you grow up? I was born in Princeton, New Jersey, grew up in Connecticut. Are you a hunter or fisherman? Yes, I have hunted. Yes, I have fished. But I do not call myself a hunter or fisherman. So sorry. So I'm pumped to see a lot of you folks. Favorite other African cichlid YouTubers? I kind of just summed that up a little bit. I like to see the growth of a lot of people. Maximus Aquatics' growth is amazing. Adam C's growth is amazing. Steve Poland has grown tremendously in the hobby. You know, I remember when he first started and just kind of just started doing a DIY thing, and then he morphed into a little bit of something else, and so he's definitely growing, which is really cool. So here's the deal: ACA, not next week, 4th of July. So happy 4th of July! Check out the amazing promotions we're going to be doing for the whole month of July at NORTHFIN USA, and then ACA, we're going to completely flip the script. I was told that I had to kind of I was told I had to do something different with my promotion, so I am going to do something different. We're going to give away product. We talked about this a little bit, so still the same setup. Come get me. I'll give you a raffle ticket, and you'll get a percentage and possibly get a call from me saying that you won free product, and I either refund your money or I call you before we do the whole deal and we rock out. So we're doing giveaways. We've got the contest coming, and real quick, if you're here, you should probably stay for this because I'm about to announce all of the amazing sponsors. So let's see what we have here. So we've got the Cichlid Shack is going to be a sponsor. We've got Southeast Cichlids. We've got Imperial Tropicals. We've got Cunningham Cichlids. We've got Universal Rocks. We have Boyd Enterprise. We have a customer from NORTHFIN USA giving product back. We have Aquarium Co-op donating some money. We have H2O Plants that has donated a crazy prize, which was pretty cool from him. This Current USA has donated a prize. Man, I'm leaving people out. Pinky's Filter has donated a prize. No one does it like us. I mean, we've just got so much stuff going on, and we're really excited. And not because we can say, yeah, we can do this, but because we can give it to you. Some of it will be raffled off to raise money for some programs with the ACA and to give back to the Aquatic Lounge. And right now I'm scrolling through to see if I left anybody out. And then outside of that, there's going to be free stuff. So really stoked about that. I think I got confirmation by Universal Rocks that we're going to do almost like a gift card. So if you spend, you can spend up to that. And if you want to add your own money, you can. Really cool stuff. NORTHFIN Canada sent in some amazing products. We got 2 prizes for that. So, I mean, mind is going crazy. I don't know what else to say. I'll take 1 or 2 more off-the-wall questions. The trolls have arrived. It's okay. It happens. The trolls will always arrive at some point. Hobbies other than fish and family. Sneakers. Family's not a hobby. Sneakers, I like to collect sneakers, and outside of that, I enjoy like being outside landscaping. My fish go ape crap over the NORTHFIN USA 1mm pellet. Are there any narcotics in it? No, just made quality. I'm guessing you're upgrading to a 500 gallon. Possibly, but the final goal will be much bigger than that. How long before adding some African cats to newly established tank? If it's stable and you're good, add them at a time as long as your bio load can do it. Where is the 500 gallon? You. And then somebody left some profanity. William. Oh, man, that's funny. So, William said, let me explain something to you. That is not a good word, sir, to be using for somebody. But where's the 5 gallon? I don't know. Tell me. You tell me. Beat it, William. Why is your tank so small? It makes me feel big inside. The trolls, you're doing amazing things. I've noticed some people are trying to duplicate what you are doing. You know you're doing things right when people try to duplicate it. Absolutely, Kevin. When people do it, it's okay. I mean, it happens. And it just shows no creativity. And, you know, they'll get, I will only shop at Walmart because I love the door greeter. But, you know, there's a door, he copied somebody, and then there's just this whole mess of things. So it's fun to watch, but it also, you know, it upsets me from time to time. Not upsets, but it kind of irks me from time to time. Big shout out to Gabriel C. Bishop for the Texas Holy Rock he donated, and I won from the Lynn raffle. Thanks for the opportunity to help a fellow fish head. Thanks, Don Gray. Peanut butter or almond? Peanut butter. Yankees World Series, yes or no? No. They do win some serious playoff games, but I don't think they have the depth right now or consistency before the All-Star break that I've seen that shows me World Series bound. Sump or canister filter, depends on the tank. If I'm anything under 500 gallons and it's not drilled, I'm going canister. If I can drill prior to, then sump. Black backgrounds versus Universal Rocks. Universal Rocks tenfold. I want to do a Mike and Mike kind of setup video, but it's way too much work. May never get started. Probably not. So, folks, thank you very much for watching the second episode. I think this one went a little bit better. Every Wednesday, 8 Central, 9 Eastern Time, you can bring your weird vocabulary. You can bring your weekend warrior, keyboard warrior mentality. Do your thing. I love it. See you folks at ACA, because you better be there, because I got some really cool stuff to give away and raffle off. And heck, maybe we'll do something even crazier live, YouTube-wise, from there. And you guys can see a glimpse that aren't able to come all the way over here outside of the United States, or maybe on one of the coasts and you just don't have the funding. Where does all the sperm go in an all-male tank? Do you feel bad for them? I don't feel bad, and all the sperm gets exactly where it needs to go, just like in human life, and you either get fry or you don't get fry. You're the man. Nighty-night, loungers. Imitation is the biggest form of flattery. That is an incorrect statement, Thomas Medina, and you are awesome, but I'm against that statement. Planning on at ACA The Hills. We'll see you. Josh Cunningham, ACA Convention, 2017.com. Word to your mother. Holla! Get it!